Ito, nakakagulat yung lumabas na Pulse Asia survey. Nangunguna na ngayon tong si Bongo. But can you clarify yung period at saka kasama ba dito yung nangyari last Tuesday?
Oh no, this was taken February, ma'am. So ang ating survey ay snapshot in time. So hindi pa po kasama yung issue na to, yung pagdala kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa The Hague, no? So lahat ng drama na nangyari ngayong linggo na to, hindi pa yan nasasama sa context at sa background nung kinuha yung survey na yan.
Okay.
So good morning, Alan. Yung aming question of the day ngayon dito sa ating program is kung paano maka-aapekto itong latest turn of events, itong arrest. Hindi lamang arrest ng former president, kundi talagang dinala sa The Hague, Netherlands at isinuko sa International Criminal Court to face charges of alleged crimes against humanity. Ito bang nangyaring ito? Sa palagay mo, paano kaya maka-aapekto ito? At kung ito ba, is this something that can be taken advantage of? Ito ba, kasi it's either, ano ka lang, di ba? It's either pro or anti, very politicized and very polarized ang mga Pilipino. How is this gonna play out?
Well, you used the perfect word, Ma'am Ali, no? Polarization is really the order of the day. Kasi if you're not with us, you're against us. Ganun na nangyayari ngayon sa ating political landscape. Meron po tayong tatlong tenet sa pagiging isang political campaign strategist. The way to win an election is to make people laugh, make people cry, or make people angry. So, yung dalawang checkbox po, make people angry and make people cry. Parang pasok na pasok ang mga pangyayari para sa mga taga-suporta ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at para sa mga taga-suporta in general of the Duterte brand and the PDP senatorial candidates. They are now crying and they have reason to cry and they have reason to be angry. So on the short term po, definitely we can expect, that's almost a certainty, that we can expect an uptick in their support. Kasi yung core group nila, tinatawag nating core group, ma-e-enflame po yan, ma-e-empassion. Meron silang ngayong new cause, meron silang rallying point itong nangyari. Ang tanong lang po dyan, is it sustainable? Will it sustain until May? Tandaan po natin, mahaba, 50 days left to go before the election. So yung share of voice po, out of sight, out of mind phenomenon, iba po yung naka-detain dito si Pangulo, dating Pangulo, iba rin yung napakalayo niya, nasa the Netherlands siya. No? So all these factors come into play whether this passion, this reignited passion will be sustainable until the elections. But definitely po may uptick yan.
So yung uptick, so parang you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, parang they will play to the max na, no? Kung ikaw ay isang political strategist mula sa PDP laban, you'll take advantage of this situation and parang blessing in disguise, no, na nangyari ito because it might favor the PDP laban candidates. So the question na lang now is how to extend it up to election day that it will translate to votes.
That's exactly well, again, we're looking at it from just to be clear, we're looking at it, ma'am, the way you framed your question is from the lens of the PDP. Yes, yan po ang challenge sa kanila. Paano natin masusustain ang galit, ang indignation, and in many ways, ang pity, ang sympathy ng tao hanggang araw ng halalan. What a terrible analogy po, no? Pero tandaan po natin yung nangyari nung halalan para sa Pangulo at namatay ang ating tinatawag na icon of democracy na si dating Pangulong Corazon Aquino. Suddenly, na iba yung dynamic ng presidential race. Biglang naging frontrunner ang kanyang anak na si now the late President Noynoy Aquino. So that was just one of the examples of the so-called inflection points na maaaring magbago ang complexion at tema ng halalan.
Let's get together, Sunday 25, Sunday 25.